Hi, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of the settings that are going to be on here by default whenever you make a copy of this Google form, and just to explain my reasoning for why I have it the way I do, and let you know how you can change it really easily. Say you don't like the way that I do it with my kids. So if you go under settings, as soon as you make a copy by default, it'll automatically have this part selected. I always check that box that says that it always collects email addresses and it always sends receipts to the students' emails. That kind of helps prevent, for me personally, things getting, them saying, oh, I know I did it. If they don't get that email confirmation, then they know there's some kind of issue. This option right here, since I teach for a school district, if I click that box, it means that the kids have to be logged in with their school email. For me personally, that's not really an issue for me. I'm a high school teacher, so a lot of my kids have a tendency to log in through Gmail and such, and as long as I've got contact information, I don't really care whether their school email is checked or not. But if you're one of those folks who say has to have students use their school email, you definitely want to make sure that you make an adjustment once you've made your own copy. And then you'll also see that I have limit one response and edit after submit are default options as well. And I'm going to show you why that's how I personally do it for my students. And I'm going to go under a student view. So this is a student. I've assigned this assignment to them. So the other feature it has is that there are some instructional videos that are embedded in here as well. So let's say the kid has put in their information and they're going to start the actual problems. And then, their mom calls them, they get interrupted, something like that. So for that reason, I actually don't make any of my questions mandatory, a required response. And in case you don't know what that means, I'll show you in a second. So that means the kid, as long as the kid has put in their name, you'll notice the only stuff that has the little red star by it that's required is an email, name, and a class period. And the reason for that is you get interrupted, no biggie. All the kid has to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom and click submit. And then that way they can go back and actually go back to it. So that allows them to do this edit your response button. And just so that you can see, because I know, not that kids would ever do the wrong thing, that is another setting that I have. If the kid goes to view their score, the way that I have this setting set up, it does tell them what they missed, but it doesn't tell them what the right answer is. And that setting, this is over on my side now, on the teacher view side, is controlled because by default, it automatically, so if I look at the quiz tab that tells you what the settings are for the quizzes, I again automatically have it set up so that they can see their missed questions and points, but I leave correct answers unchecked so that they still have the option to go back and finish their work later if they need to, especially since I have a tendency to give these for homework. And we know they get interrupted, but that way they don't get the correct answers just from submitting. And then the reason that I click the button that says allow only one response is because now, so the kid went, they ate their dinner, whatever it was that interrupted them, they're ready to go back to work. If they go back and click on the same link, instead of it giving them a whole new form and them thinking they need to start over again, it actually just lets them pick up where they left off. And all they have to do is click that edit your response feature right there. So that allows them to do it in more than one sitting. It goes right back. It saves everything that they did up to that point. The other thing I let my students do is, because they are allowed to see what they missed, but it doesn't necessarily give the correct answers, is I give them the multiple opportunities to go back and redo it. But again, you might not want to do that, but you can control all of that in the settings section.